Alright, it's gonna be a gear wish list video, so shout out to S2 Salte for requesting this one. I made a community post asking for video ideas, tutorials and stuff, but he mentioned I should do a gear wish list video, which I haven't done before, so I thought might as well do it. So yeah, if you haven't seen that post, go ahead and comment other ideas you have for me to do. So yeah, anyways, getting started. Since this is a guitar-oriented channel, I like to start off with the guitars. Now, there's two electric guitars that I've had my eye on, but, I haven't really thought, seriously about buying them or somehow getting them, just because I don't have space, right? So the first one would be Gibson Les Paul. Now, the reason why is because obviously it's the classic hard rock guitar. Color, I don't really mind. I probably won't go for a sunburst just because I already have so many sunburst guitars. Maybe just like a black, just like straight black guitar. The reason why is because I don't have any guitars with the humbuckers on it. I have my Tele and my Stratocaster, which are just single coils, and then my Casino is P90s. Now, if you look on my channel, some of my earlier videos on the electric guitar are on a PRS model with humbuckers on it, but I think at the time I didn't really like the guitar, and I haven't played it. I don't have it anymore, but I haven't played it in a while, and I don't know, I guess I just didn't really like the feel. But yeah, more recently I've been thinking about getting, something with humbuckers on it. And I know that guitar is, all around very good, sturdy, reliable. So yeah, I know those are pretty expensive, over $1,000, right? So I don't know if I would go like the Gibson route or the Epiphone route. As far as I know, they're pretty similar, but, obviously the Gibson's going to be higher quality. Now, I have heard of the Gibsons, which are Chinese Gibson Les Paul models, which I know you can buy for way cheaper, and they sound pretty good. I don't know how to feel about that, in terms of getting my money's worth, or being happy with the guitar at the end of the day, but it is something I'm thinking about. Maybe not anytime soon, right? But in a couple years, might get one. So that's the first one. Next one is another Gibson / Epiphone model. I like the SG, Gibson SG. I remember I first saw it in the Beatles' Hey Bulldog, and I think also Lady Madonna video. And I'm not too sure, but I think it's also in the Revolution music video. I'm not sure about that last one, but ever since I saw it in those music videos, I've been really interested in, first of all, the shape. It's very unorthodox shape, and the sound, really. It's another humbucker guitar. I've played one, and I did like it. It's been a long time now, but I knew the one drawback of it is that the headstock is really heavy. So when you're just holding it on your strap, it'll go down by itself, which isn't that big of a deal. I know people don't like the SG model. I think it's ugly. I think it looks really nice. I know it's super popular because of AC/DC. But I do really like the model with the Bigsby whammy bar in the back. It makes it look pretty, I guess, like a metal guitar, like early hard rock stuff. But yeah, those are the main two electric guitars I've been thinking about, Obviously, I think what it comes down to is that they're both humbucker guitars, which I stated earlier I don't have. But also it's because of the look, the other artists who've played those guitars, the sound, obviously. I don't think I get those anytime soon, though. I'm running out of space. I've been thinking about getting also a guitar rack where you can carry up to 6 or 7 guitars on it, but you'd have to take them all out of the case, right? Which I don't know how I'd feel about that. Just having them out in the open, which I mean, I know a lot of people do. I just don't know how I'd feel about it, So that would be like one kind of way to get around it. But anyways, that's it for the guitars. Now for amps, I'm pretty sure I showed my orange amp in my Guitar and Gear videos, which you should watch. It's an Orange Crush 35 RT. I've been pretty happy with this amp so far. I'm pretty sure it's like a semi tube amp, so it's not full tubes. But I think if I were to get a new amp in the future, I would get a tube amp, probably like a Vox. Nothing too crazy, nothing too big. I just really like the tube sound. I have a friend who has one, and it does sound really nice. However, I know there is, problems that come with having a tube amp, such as, the tubes breaking or going out, and then having to replace them, which you don't really have to worry about if you get like a digital amp or whatever. It's more in terms of sound. And I do believe that tube amps tend to be more expensive. But yeah, that's what I would get. If not a tube amp, I would get like a straight digital amp, like one of those Fender ones that you can just turn the dial and it will give you like a different effect on your guitar. I was messing around with one of my friend's amps. It's a Fender one. It's a pretty small amp, but it has like 35 settings on like different guitar styles, and all you have to do is just turn the knob, right? Which I think is cool, to mess around with, practice with. Very low tech, you don't need that many pedals and stuff for that kind of stuff, but I do hear the difference, right? In terms of like sound quality, the tube amp is going to sound way better than the digital amp, pretty much all the time, right? So, I mean, price ranges for these things I'm not too caught up on, but I would say for sure they'd be over like $300, $400. Now this isn't a video for you to like send me money. I know there's probably somebody that says, on YouTube you can add the like Wishlist thing, so like people can send you money towards getting one of these items. But I do not want to do that straight up. It's not anything I really want to do. Begging for money, really. But yeah, those are the amps. Now, in my Guitar and Gear video, which you should watch, I show my bass. I don't have any other basses. I don't play the bass. But if I, did have more time to play it, I would like to get a Rickenbacker bass. Obviously, again, another one of the Beatles instruments. But, from what I've seen, it's a very good quality instrument. I don't know exactly what model it is that Paul has, but I've been to multiple shows where people play that bass. I'm not sure if it's because of, the Beatles, right? But I do know that it's a very good quality bass. Yeah, I just don't know too much about it. I don't really want to get a new bass amp. I have a good one right now. What else? Oh, another guitar that I think would be cool to have is like one of those shorter neck ones for like rhythm guitar playing. Just so it would be like easier to mess around with and stuff. I don't know what, kind of model I would get. I know Rickenbacker has one, that's why I just remembered it. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think. Ooh, also maybe a 12-string guitar. I don't know if I would get like an electric or an acoustic, but a 12-string would be nice to have just to mess around with. I know Rickenbacker also has one. There's also a Gibson SG model with 12 strings, like Jimmy Page would play. But I think, if I were to get one, ultimately I'd probably get an acoustic 12-string just for, easier handling on it, right? To get used to it and then work myself up to a electric. This is just like ideal, if I had time to do all that stuff. But yeah, man, that's the guitar and gear wish list. Yeah, see you in the next one. I'm looking at those comments, getting ready to make videos on those ones, and yeah, see you in the next one.